Hello, everyone, and welcome to Simple Spoken English. Can you do one thing for me? Just tell me where you're from, your country and your city, in the comments below. This will help me connect you with the right practice partner for your English journey. Or you can comment each other, share the contact details. If you're someone who's struggling to learn English, don't worry. You're in the right place. I try to make every video helpful and full of motivation, just for you. So if I'm making videos to help you, can't you do one small thing for me? Just like the video, leave a comment and share it with others. Your one click might help someone else who is also looking for support. Let's grow together, and let's make English easy for everyone. Did I learn even a single English word today? Have you ever asked yourself that question? It's Sunday, a free day, no classes, no office, no pressure. And yet, you didn't learn anything new today. Strange, isn't it? You had all the time in the world, but still, no energy, no motivation, and no direction. This isn't just your story. It's the story of many. And it's also the story of Rohan. Rohan is a 23-year-old guy from Meerut. He works in a private company, 9 to 6 job, Monday to Saturday. He wakes up early, travels in crowded buses, and by the time he gets home, he's tired, mentally and physically. But somewhere deep inside, he has a dream, a big one. He wants to speak fluent English, not just speak, but own the language, use it with confidence, make a better career, provide for his family, be respected. But every time he starts, life pulls him back. And then comes Sunday, a day of rest, right? A day to chill, binge watch, scroll social media, maybe sleep a little more. But here's the question. Can you really afford to waste it? Sunday is not a rest day for dreamers. People often say, "Come on, Sunday is for fun. Don't be so hard on yourself. Relax." And yes, they're right, but only if you've already reached your goals, if you already have a great job, if you're already fluent in English, if you're already living the life you dreamed of, then sure, rest, relax, and enjoy your Sunday. But if you're still chasing your dream, if you're still struggling to express yourself in English, if you still feel nervous every time someone speaks fast in English, then no, my friend, Sunday is not your rest day. It's your secret weapon. It's your extra time. It's your silent advantage. Rohan's wake-up call. One Sunday, Rohan was lying in bed, endlessly scrolling through YouTube, laughing at memes, watching cricket highlights, switching from one reel to another, wasting hours, just like always. Then suddenly he stumbled upon a video. A motivational speaker, full of energy, was shouting on the screen. If you want something others don't have, you must do something others don't do. That one line hit Rohan like lightning. He paused. He watched again and again. And then he looked at the time. It was already 3 p.m. He had wasted half of his Sunday. Again. But this time, something was different. He sat up, got off the bed, and he said to himself, "Even if I couldn't give 6 hours to English today, let me at least give it 30 minutes. And that was the beginning of everything. The extra mile. If you usually practice English for 15 minutes daily, why not do 30 minutes on a Sunday? That extra time you invest when others are relaxing, that's what puts you ahead in the race. Think of it like the IPL. You've played Dream 11, right? Your captain scores just one extra run and your rank jumps by thousands. Why? Because your captain gives double points. In the same way, your extra Sunday practice will give you double improvement. You may not notice it today, But over time, it adds up. It compounds. One extra session, one extra paragraph read aloud, one more vocabulary word memorized, one more conversation attempted. This is what separates the doers from the dreamers. Are you stuck in the loop? Let's be honest. Most people don't lack knowledge. They lack practice. You watch motivational videos every day. You feel a sudden burst of energy. Yes, I'll start today. But then what happens? You get busy. You get distracted. You forget. You watch the video in the morning. You felt inspired. But did you practice? If not, 2 days later, you'll forget what you learned. And 1 week later, the same video will pop up on your feed again, and you'll watch it again, and the circle will continue. Watch, motivate, forget, repeat. That's the loop Rohan was stuck in for months, until that one Sunday, when he chose to break the loop. Let's be real. No one is asking you to speak like Barack Obama's mother overnight. We're not chasing perfection. We're chasing progress. You don't need 5 hours a day. You don't need a fancy accent. You don't even need a tutor. You just need to start with whatever time, energy, and tools you have. And most importantly, you need to keep going. Rohan's new rule: no 0 days. After that Sunday, Rohan made a rule for himself: no 0 days. No matter how tired he was, no matter how busy, he would do something for his English, even if it was just 10 minutes. One day, he watched a video. Next day, he repeated a few lines aloud. Another day, he wrote a short diary entry in English. And slowly, that small routine began to create big change. He wasn't fluent in a week, or even a month, but he was better than he was yesterday. And that's what growth looks like: a message from the heart. As the person sharing these videos, I worry about you. Yes, I upload content every day. I do my best to explain everything simply, but I often wonder, are you actually improving? Do you watch the video and then close the app? Or do you practice what you learned? Because, trust me, nothing changes if you don't take action. Even the most boring topic can become exciting if you bring energy to it. Even the most complex grammar can become easy if you stay consistent. But if all you do is watch videos without applying them, then you're not learning. You're just entertaining yourself. And that's not the goal. Not mine. And I hope not yours either. In the end, it's all about you. Nobody can do this for you. Not your teacher, not your family, not your favorite YouTuber. Only you can take the steps. And today is the best time to start. Not tomorrow, not Monday, not after this holiday. Today, right now, because today you still have time. Today, you're still in control. Today, you can still choose to change your life. And guess what? You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be consistent. After that Sunday, Rohan wasn't the same anymore. No, he didn't become fluent in one day. No, he didn't suddenly fall in love with grammar. And no, he didn't start writing novels in English. But something inside him had changed. He had made a promise to himself: no 0 days. And to keep that promise, he created a new rule for himself: just 15 minutes a day. Why just 15 minutes? Because 15 minutes is easy. It's not scary. It's not overwhelming. Even on your busiest days, you can find 15 minutes. Think about it. You scroll Instagram for 15 minutes without even realizing it. You waste 15 minutes looking at food you won't even cook. You spend 15 minutes watching funny reels and forget them 5 seconds later. So why not use that time to change your life? That's what Rohan thought. He didn't aim for perfection. He just aimed for consistency. Building the habit, day by day, day one. Rohan watched a 5-minute English video and repeated every sentence aloud. Day 2, he wrote 5 simple sentences about his daily routine. I wake up at 7 a.m. I brush my teeth. I go to office. Simple, broken, but his English. Day 3, he listened to an English podcast on his way to work. He didn't understand everything, but he didn't stop. He kept listening. Day 4, he downloaded a free English learning app and played vocabulary games for 10 minutes. Day 5, he tried to speak one sentence in English to his colleague. It came out wrong. They laughed, but Rohan didn't give up. He laughed too and said, "At least I tried." The magic of repetition. Rohan didn't try to learn everything at once. He repeated the same phrases, again and again, like, "How are you?" "I'm doing well, thank you." "Can you help me?" "I don't understand." "Please repeat." He wrote them. He said them aloud. He recorded his voice. He even talked to himself in the mirror. It felt silly at first. But over time, these phrases became automatic. He didn't need to translate in his head. He just said it. That's when he realized fluency isn't about using big words. It's about being comfortable with small ones. Facing the fear, Rohan had one big fear. What if people laugh at me? Every time he tried to speak English in public, his heart raced. What if I make a mistake? What if I sound funny? What if they judge me? But then he asked himself one powerful question. Are their opinions more important than my dreams? And the answer was clear. No. So he started small. He ordered tea in English. "1 tea, please." He asked a stranger for directions in English. He said thank you and have a nice day to the shopkeeper. Each time, his fear reduced by 1%. And every time someone smiled back, it grew his confidence by 10%. The power of environment. One day, Rohan realized something important. He was spending only 15 minutes learning English. But the other 23 hours and 45 minutes of his day, they were in Hindi or his local language, so he decided to change his environment. He switched his phone language to English. He started watching English movies with subtitles. He followed English-speaking creators on YouTube and Instagram. He added English music to his playlist. Now, English wasn't just a study subject. It was part of his life, progress, not perfection. Some days, Rohan missed his 15 minutes. Once, he had fever. Another time, his boss gave him extra work. He felt guilty. But then he remembered, it's not about being perfect. It's about coming back when you fall. The next day, he started again. No drama, no excuses, just one sentence, one paragraph, one audio clip. That's it. The tipping point. After 1 month of this 15-minute habit, something magical happened. Rohan was in a meeting at his office. His boss asked, "Can someone explain this part of the report?" Silence. And then, to his own surprise, Rohan raised his hand. He stood up. His hands were shaking. But he spoke. "Sir, this part means we are getting good response from customers. So maybe we should continue the same strategy." It wasn't perfect, but it was clear, it was English, and it was confident. The room clapped, and Rohan smiled. That was the moment he realized. Those 15 minutes were not small. They were building a new version of him. What's holding you back? Maybe you're like Rohan. Maybe you've tried before and failed. Maybe you think it's too late. Maybe you feel embarrassed, but ask yourself this. What if just 15 minutes a day could change everything? What if you could speak to foreigners without fear, get a better job, impress in interviews, teach your kids English, or simply feel proud of yourself? Isn't that worth 15 minutes? What you can do in 15 minutes, let's break it down. Here are 7 different ways you can use your 15 minutes daily. 1. Watch a short English video and repeat the sentences aloud. 2. Write a small paragraph about your day. 3. Listen to an English podcast while walking. 4. Read aloud from a storybook or newspaper. 5. Talk to yourself in the mirror about your day. 6. Learn 3 new words and use them in sentences. 7. Translate 1 Hindi sentence to English. Pick any one. Don't aim for all. Just stay consistent. Rohan's advice to you. If I, a regular guy from Meerut, with no fancy background, no English-speaking friends, no money for coaching, if I can do this, then so can you. The secret isn't in the books. It's in your daily action. Start small. Stay consistent. And don't let your fear be louder than your dream. Rohan was doing well. Every day, he spent at least 15 minutes with English. Sometimes more, sometimes less, but never 0. He was slowly growing. His confidence was rising. He had even started thinking in English. Simple thoughts like, what should I eat today? I will call my friend now. It's a beautiful day. But learning English, like life, always comes with tests. And Rohan's first big test was waiting just around the corner. The announcement. It was a regular Monday morning at the office. Everyone looked sleepy, clutching their teacups, typing lazily. Suddenly, their team leader stood up and said, "We have an important client meeting this Friday. Rohan, I want you to give the product presentation." Silence. Everyone turned to look at Rohan. He froze. Me? Presentation? In English? In front of clients? He forced a smile and said, "Sure, sir." But inside, a storm had started. The panic begins. As soon as he sat down, his mind went wild. What if I forget everything? What if I mispronounce a word? What if they laugh at me? What if I ruin it and my boss gets angry? His heart raced. His palms were sweaty. The fear he had hidden for so long was back. That evening, he couldn't even sleep properly. All night, he kept imagining himself standing in front of the clients, stammering, forgetting his lines, being humiliated. But the next morning, he remembered something. What's stronger, your fear or your dream? And with that one sentence, Rohan made a decision. He was not going to run away. He was going to prepare, like never before. Preparation mode. On, Rohan divided the work into small parts. Step 1, understand the topic. He didn't start with English. He started by fully understanding the product he had to present. He took notes in Hindi first, then slowly translated them to English. Step 2, write a script. He wrote a simple introduction. Good morning, everyone. My name is Rohan. Today I will talk about our new product and how it can help your business grow. He kept it short and clear. He didn't use big, complex words. Instead, he focused on clarity, simplicity. Step 3, practice, practice, practice. He read the script aloud 10 times. He recorded himself on his phone and listened back. He stood in front of the mirror and delivered the speech. He even asked his younger sister to listen and give feedback. Every time he practiced, he improved a little more. Facing the inner voice, but every night, a small voice inside him whispered, "You're not good enough. Your English is not strong. You'll mess it up. Rohan fought back. He reminded himself, I've been practicing daily. I know my content. I am improving. This is not about perfect English. It's about confidence. He looked in the mirror and repeated, I can do this. I will do this. The big day. Friday arrived. Rohan wore his best shirt. He reached office early. The clients arrived, a group of 4 men in suits, all fluent in English. They shook hands, smiled politely. Rohan's heart pounded. He looked at his notes one last time, took a deep breath. Then he began. Good morning, everyone. My name is Rohan. Today I will talk about our new product. His voice trembled a little. But he kept going. He made a small mistake. He said costumer instead of customer. One client smiled. Rohan smiled too. No problem, he said, and corrected himself. He showed the presentation slides, explained the features, used simple English, short sentences, clear tone, and by the end, everyone clapped. Even his boss smiled proudly and said, Well done, Rohan. That was very clear and professional. The power of courage. That evening, Rohan walked home with a different kind of energy. He wasn't just happy, he was proud. Not because he gave a perfect presentation, but because he didn't run away, because he faced his fear, because he spoke in English in front of important people and did it well. That one moment changed everything. He thought to himself, if I can do this, what else can I do? What other fears can I defeat? That was the day Rohan learned. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is action, despite the fear. Lessons from Rohan's first test. Let's break down the key lessons that you, the viewer, can apply. Start small, dream big. Rohan didn't start by giving speeches. He started with 15 minutes a day. 2. Preparation reduces fear. When you prepare properly, your confidence grows. Write it down, say it aloud, record, repeat. 3. It's okay to make mistakes. Even native English speakers make mistakes. The goal is communication, not perfection. Speak simply. You don't need fancy vocabulary. Use simple, clear words that deliver your message. 5. Celebrate progress. Rohan didn't wait to become fluent to feel proud. He celebrated every step, every sentence, every paragraph, every victory. Your turn. Take the first test. Maybe you haven't had a big presentation yet. But what's your first test? Ordering food in English? Talking to your manager? Speaking in your YouTube video? Giving your introduction in English, whatever it is. Don't wait to be fearless. Just prepare. Take action. And remember Rohan, because if he can do it, so can you. Rohan's message to you. If you're scared, good. That means you care. But don't let fear stop you. Start where you are. Use what you have. Do what you can. And one day you'll surprise yourself, just like I did. After the presentation, Rohan felt like a winner. He had crossed a big hurdle. He proved to himself that he could speak English in public. He felt strong, inspired, and proud. But confidence is like a plant. If you don't water it daily, it starts to fade. And sometimes, even after progress, a new kind of challenge appears. Rohan was about to face it. The new goal: fluent conversations. After the presentation, Rohan set a new goal. Now I want to speak fluently in daily conversations. He realized that knowing how to present something was good. But having a natural conversation was something different. He wanted to be able to chat with colleagues in English, talk casually at tea time, express his opinions without preparing a script. So he did what many people do. He joined a spoken English group near his house. Every Sunday, 10-12 people gathered in a small hall. Some were beginners, some intermediate. One or two were quite fluent. The first session felt friendly. Everyone introduced themselves. There was no pressure. People laughed, made small mistakes, supported each other. But then, something started changing. The first comparison. In the third session, a new person joined the group. His name was Rohit. He had studied in a good English medium school. He spoke fast. His grammar was smooth. He used words like frustrated, eventually, perspective. He told stories with confidence, jokes, expressions. People clapped after he spoke. Rohan smiled too, but deep inside, a storm started again. He's so good. I'll never speak like him. Why is my English still so simple? I must sound like a school kid. Rohan's progress suddenly felt useless. He began comparing every word, every sentence. That evening, he went home and didn't practice. He stared at his English notebook and closed it. The slow decline. For the next few days, Rohan felt lost. He stopped recording himself. He skipped his 15-minute practice. He even avoided conversations at work. The negative thoughts had returned, just in a different form. Before, it was fear. Now, it was comparison. He started believing things like, I started too late. Others are smarter. My accent is bad. I'm just average. He didn't say it out loud. But inside, he felt small again, and worst of all, he started losing hope. The wake-up call. One night, while scrolling YouTube, Rohan came across a video. It was an interview of a man who started learning English at age 35. He came from a village, didn't go to English school, worked as a cleaner. But now he spoke confidently, trained students, and ran his own YouTube channel. The man said something that hit Rohan's heart. Don't compare your Chapter 2 to someone else's Chapter 12. Everyone learns at their own pace. Your only competition is the person you were yesterday. Rohan paused the video, closed his eyes, and whispered to himself, I forgot why I started, rediscovering his why. He picked up his old notebook and flipped through the pages. On the first page, he had written, I want to speak English confidently. I want to grow in life. He smiled. He remembered the nights he had practiced with tired eyes. The mornings he had spoken to the mirror with hope. The fear he had crushed during the presentation. That wasn't nothing. That was growth. That was courage. That was proof. Rohan made a decision that night. From now on, I will admire people better than me, not compare. I will learn from them, not feel small. I will run my own race. Returning to the group. The next Sunday, Rohan returned to the spoken English group. He saw Rohit again, and this time smiled genuinely. When it was his turn to speak, Rohan stood up and said, Hello, everyone. Today I want to talk about something important. Not grammar or vocabulary, but about how we feel when we see others doing better than us. He shared his story. The comparison, the jealousy, the doubt, and the moment that changed his mindset. The room was silent. Then people clapped. Even Rohit walked up and said, That was really honest and powerful. I felt the same when I saw someone else speak better than me in college. Rohan realized something beautiful that day. Everyone has their own inner struggle, even the ones who look perfect. The real meaning of fluency. From that day, Rohan changed his definition of fluency. Fluency was not speaking fast, using big words, copying a foreign accent. Fluency was speaking with confidence, expressing yourself clearly, growing a little every day. He made peace with his style of speaking. Yes, it was simple. Yes, it had an Indian accent, but it was his, and it was improving every day. Tips from Rohan's experience. If you ever feel low because someone else speaks better, remember, 1. You don't know their story. Maybe they've been learning for 10 years. Maybe they had more exposure. 2. Everyone has strengths. Maybe your strength is storytelling, or consistency, or hard work. 3. Use comparison as inspiration, not poison. Instead of saying, "I'm not good," say, "What can I learn from them?" Track your own growth. Write down where you were 1 month ago. You'll be surprised how far you've come. Facts. Don't stop because of someone else's speed. Your journey is yours, one step at a time. Rohan's message to you. If you feel like giving up, pause. But don't quit. Look back at how far you've come. Celebrate your journey. And the next time you feel small, stand tall. Because growth doesn't always look fast. It just needs to be real. One normal Friday morning, Rohan was standing at the metro station, waiting for his train. He had his earphones on, listening to an English podcast. It was a story about confidence and mindset. Just another small effort in his big English learning journey. Then, something unexpected happened. A foreign man, probably in his 40s, walked up to Rohan. He looked a little lost. He smiled and asked, "Excuse me, do you know which platform goes to city center?" Rohan froze. Not completely, but just for a moment, because this was it. The real test, no script, no practice, no second take. Just a natural, real English conversation, and he had no idea what would happen next. The first few seconds, Rohan pulled out one earphone and said, "Yes, yes, city center is key platform number 3. The man smiled and asked again, "Platform 3? Great, thank you. I just moved here last week. The signs are a bit confusing." Rohan smiled back, but his heart was beating fast. This is happening. A real English talk. Not a recording, not a YouTube video. Real. He wanted to say more, but he didn't want to make a mistake. Still, something inside him whispered, "You've prepared for this. Speak. Just speak." So Rohan said, "Yes, signs are confusing. Many people have same problem. But after few days, it becomes easy." The man chuckled. "I hope so. I don't want to get lost every day." Rohan laughed a little too. That laugh broke the barrier. He relaxed, and for the next 4 minutes, they talked about simple things. Where the man came from, Canada. Why he moved, teaching job. What Rohan does, IT support. Good places to eat nearby. It wasn't perfect English, but it was real, flowing, and full of confidence. And for the first time in his life, Rohan felt it. Freedom. After the conversation, the man said, "Thanks again. You speak really well, by the way." Rohan smiled and replied, "Thank you. I learning English for many months now. Still improving." The train arrived. They got into different coaches. Rohan sat down and just stared at his reflection in the window. His eyes were shining. He didn't scream or dance, but deep inside, he celebrated. Not because he spoke perfectly, but because he spoke at all. The real achievement. Rohan realized something important that day. He had spent so many months thinking, what if I forget words? What if they laugh? What if I freeze? But none of those things happened. Instead, something beautiful happened. He understood. He replied. He connected. And isn't that what language is about? Not being perfect, but being understood and understanding others. His new mindset. From that day, Rohan made a promise to himself. I will never wait to become perfect before I speak. I will speak to learn, not wait to learn to speak. He started speaking more in his office, even if he made mistakes. Even if his sentence was broken, he chatted with delivery boys in English, spoke to support people on the phone in English, ordered food, asked directions, even joked in English, not always smoothly, but always bravely, and slowly something magical happened. His sentences improved, his speed increased, his fear disappeared. The final letter, a message to you. 6 months later, Rohan sat down and wrote a letter to himself. Not a real letter. Just a note in his diary. It said, Dear Rohan, you did it. You didn't become a grammar expert. You didn't win an English contest. But you became something greater. You became fearless. And that's all you ever needed. Love, the new you. He closed the diary and whispered, I'm proud of me. And you know what? You should be proud of yourself, too. What Rohan wants you to remember if you're someone learning English, feeling slow, feeling embarrassed, feeling left behind, Rohan wants to tell you, you are not alone. You are not late. You are not weak. You just need to do one thing. Keep going. Not for 10 hours a day. Not with fancy books. Not with foreign teachers. Just with 3 things. Consistency, courage, curiosity. Speak a little every day. Even to yourself. Even with mistakes. Because every small word you speak is one step closer to the English speaker you dream to be. Rohan's English speaking formula. Here's the simple routine Rohan followed till the end. 15 minutes speaking daily, to mirror, to friends, to voice notes. 2. Listen to real English, podcasts, YouTube, movies with subtitles. 3. Use what you learn. Repeat phrases, copy tones, use in real life. 4. Make mistakes proudly. Treat them like teachers. 5. Never stop just because you feel not ready. Speak anyway. Learn on the go. Rohan's journey ends. Yours begins. This is where Rohan's story ends. But maybe this is where your story begins. Will you take that first step today? Speak one sentence, watch one short story, repeat one phrase aloud, because remember, you don't need to speak perfect English. You just need to speak. Simple Spoken English wishes you the courage to begin. Thank you for being part of this emotional journey. If Rohan can do it, so can you. Now go speak.